What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to more Dead by Daylight. Now in this video, what we're going to be doing is a killer tier list video. I'm a little late to this one just because I usually come out with one every single chapter release, just because there's always a new killer coming out every 3 months and I want to see where they're at in the rankings, I guess you should say. I'm a little late to this one. It's almost a mid chapter. Usually when it comes to mid chapters, I always do a survivor tier list video because we, of course, with the killer we always get a new survivor. So I'm a little late to this one, my bad. But we're gonna get right into this. I'm just gonna assume that you guys already know the drill. You guys know what these killers do. You guys know the power and all that good stuff. So let's get started. Another reason is because I don't want to go too in depth when it comes to these characters, just because we'll be here for literally like an hour, maybe longer. But anyway, first one on the list. First one is gonna be the Nightmare, aka Freddy. We're gonna put him way up there. Me personally, I do think he belongs in A tier. He's very, very strong. Very strong. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to this killer, a lot of things that he can do, a lot of things he's capable of, especially when it comes to mobility, because he can teleport to gens and he has different things that he can actually use once the survivor is in the dream state. So when it comes to fake pallets, when it comes to traps, a lot of stuff that this killer can do, which makes him extremely strong. Okay, that's why he belongs in A tier. Next up is a killer I absolutely hate going up against. Okay, I absolutely hate going up against this killer. We are talking about the Spirit. I'm sure most of you guys have a very, very, very terrible experience going up against this killer at least once. I think this killer is extremely strong. Of course, I've played a lot of this killer. It's fun. It's fun seeing everyone just go down like almost instantly early in the trial whenever you're playing this killer. Okay, it is fun. Okay. But whenever you're on the other side, whenever you're playing Survivor going up against this killer, it's just not fun at all, man. It is not fun at all. Games can be done so quickly. It can be over with so fast. And she's just so strong. She's not your number one when it comes to the top of the tier list. She's definitely top 3, okay? She is definitely top 3, 100%. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to good old Piggy. Good old Piggy. Now, I hate doing this to her just because I do have fun using the pig, but comparing her to the other killers is not even close. I'm not going to do this to her, but I am going to do this right here. I'm going to put her in D tier. She is a lot of fun to use, okay? A lot of fun to actually experiment with, but in comparison to these other two killers and these other killers we have over here, she definitely does lack a lot. Now, you can't say you just don't know how to use her. You know, she's very strong if you actually put in the time and effort into using her. I get it, but then again, you can say that about every single other killer here in the tier list video and in the game, okay? So anyway, this is where I put her. This is where I think she stands. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This is going to be the Clown. This is another killer which I think is really fun to use, man. I love using Clown. I have P3 level 50 maxed out Clown. But once again, compared to these other kills that we have in the game, the Clown does lack a lot, okay? And I mean a lot. Even though he did get a buff recently, I think it was like a no slowdown whenever you throw your tonic bottles. But even with that buff or slight change, I still think he does lack a lot. I still do think he is in the bottom of the tier list. This might make a lot of people mad, but this is just my opinion, alright? I think he does belong in the bottom tier list of the video. Now, next up is Legion. Now, when it comes to Legion, okay, I do have a lot of fun playing Legion. By the way, Susie is the best Legion. Don't at me. But I still think it's not enough to even compete with these other kinds of killers in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it Legion right over here, right next to Piggy in D tier, just because even when it comes to the power, you can go from point A to point B a lot faster with the power, the mobility that you have, but it's still not enough. I do still think that the power is still very weak, so that's why I put her in D tier. Now, next up when it comes to the tier list, we have is good old Plague, the good old Plague. Now, when it comes to Plague, I like using her. She's really fun. I do think her power is somewhat strong, so we're going to go ahead and put her in B. I don't think she's up there along with Freddy, that's for sure, but she is still a good killer. Now, she's a lot of fun, especially when you start seeing survivors cleansing left and right. It becomes a fiesta, okay? It is just a straight up fiesta, okay? You have a good time when it comes to Plague. I do think she belongs in B tier. I don't think she belongs anywhere lower than that. It's either B tier or up, personally. But I don't think she belongs in S tier or A tier along with Freddy. So, next up. And next up we have is good old Ghostface. I think Ghostface is strong. I think he's very strong. I'm excited for new skin coming out. I'm very excited for that, to see what that looks like. But I don't think he's up to par with Freddy and Spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and put him right next to the Plague, which is going to be in B tier. I think he is the better stalker in the game compared to Myers. I'm sorry, Myers. I'm sorry, Daddy Myers. I just got to put that out there. But anyway, I do like him. His power is actually really strong. I do like him, but I don't think he belongs anywhere above that or lower than that. So, next killer. Next up we have is good old Stranger Things. By the way, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. Demogorgon. Demogorgon, I've been playing a lot of Demogorgon recently, okay? I've been having a lot of fun with him. I was thinking about maybe putting him in C tier, but I don't think that does him justice. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in B tier. I don't think he's stronger than that. I've been having a lot of fun with him. Like I said, when it comes to the portals, he has mobility. The only bad side of it is that survivors can actually get rid of your ability to be able to teleport from point A to point B. So that's the only bad side of it. Unlike Freddy, he can just teleport at will. But I do think he's good. Okay, I do think he's strong. I don't think he's weak at all whatsoever. But yeah, I do think he belongs up there with Ghostface and the Plague. Next up, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Next up is the Oni. Now, guys, the Oni is just so damn strong. Okay, I don't think he's spirit strong, but I think he's so damn strong. I think he belongs up there along with Freddy, just because he has the one shot. He has the mobility once you fill up the meter. Gather enough orbs. He has the mobility. He can just sprint across the map so fast, and he has the one shot, like I said, so he can definitely end games really early in the trial. So that's why I put him up there along with Freddy, just because this killer can do a lot of things. Okay, a lot of things, and that just makes him a lot more lethal, that's for sure. And next up we have is the Deathslinger. Okay, I love Deathslinger. I think he's one of the most interesting killers we have in the game, just because of his weapon of choice, which is the harpoon gun. Okay, absolutely insane. Whenever this killer got released, we were all really shocked, I'm sure. But oh man, this one's a little hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead. Oops. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him up there along with the Plague, Ghostface, and Demogorgon. I do think he's a really good killer. This is one of those killers that never runs out of ammo. Okay, you just have a reload time, and that's basically it. Then you can just go ahead and use your power once again. It's not like you have to go in the map and search for ammo or something. Okay, I think he's a really good killer. I think he's great. The only thing is he really lacks mobility in the maps in the game, which is why I don't really put him above B tier. So I think B tier is the best choice. Okay, I don't think he belongs under that. I don't think he belongs down here with these other killers. I think this is a good spot for him. Now next up is the one, the only, my main killer. Alright, my main right here. I even have the mask right behind me, okay? We have the good old Trapper, alright? Amazing killer. I'm kidding, guys. I'm so sorry, okay? I love Trapper. He's my main killer. I love using him. I love the sound whenever survivors just step into the traps. But I don't think he's definitely not S tier. I can tell you that right now. But, okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and put him right here. I think this does him justice. I think Trapper is great. It's awesome. Going up against a good Trapper, great trap placements can be very deadly, of course. But I don't think you can definitely can't compare them to these other killers right over here. So this is why I think C tier is the best choice for him. Now next up we have is probably the killer that a lot of people are talking about at the moment, saying that he's broken, saying he's OP, and you know what? I probably agree with you on there, okay? He's really strong. Using him, he's a lot of fun, but whenever you're on the other side playing Survivor, it can suck sometimes. It really can suck. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put PH, Pyramid Head from the Silent Hill chapter, up there along with Oni and also Freddy. He's a really strong killer, guys. There are going to be some tweaks when it comes to the mid-chapter update that you guys are going to notice. If you guys haven't checked that out, definitely go look at the patch notes and see everything that's going to be going on when it comes to the mid-chapter patch. But there's going to be a small tweak change when it comes to his projectile power. There's going to be a somewhat delay, but then again, it's going to enhance something also when it comes to his power. It's weird explaining it. Just go ahead and look it up. It's not really a nerf, it's not really buff, but either way, he's still going to be strong. Either way, okay? So I think A tier is the perfect place to put him. Now next up we have is the newest addition to the lineup, the newest killer in the game from the Descend Beyond chapter. And of course we are talking about the Blight. Now I love the Blight. very interesting, stands out a lot in terms of power. And a lot of people call, what do they call him? They call him the pinball machine killer. And honestly, that's kind of accurate. But I don't think he definitely belongs in S tier. Even though I do like him, he is strong. I don't think he belongs up here with these other killers in A tier. I think B tier is probably the best place to put him. I do think he's strong. There's a lot of things you can do with this killer in terms of bouncing off objects, which is his power. You can bounce off trees, you can bounce off walls, you can bounce off like rocks. It's a lot of stuff to take in, okay? This is probably one of the killers that took me the longest to actually get used to in game, just because we've never seen a power like this. I never thought Behavior would come out with a killer like this, like the Blight, okay? He looks really cool, he looks really badass, I like his skins, and his power is just very interesting. Takes a while to get used to, but once you get that down, he can be very strong. Now let's keep it going. Next up we have is the Wraith. Now the Wraith, oh man, okay. He has mobility, because as we all know, I'm just assuming all you guys have played Wraith. When he goes invisible, when he cloaks himself, he gains speed, okay? He basically has a speed buff. But I don't think his power is enough to actually compete with these other killers in S tier, A tier, and B tier. He definitely belongs under B tier, but I don't think he belongs in F tier along with the Clown. It's either a debate between C and D tier, but I kind of want to put him right with the Trapper in C tier, okay? I do like Wraith, especially the newest skin just came out, really awesome by the way. But in terms of power, he has mobility, but I don't think it's strong enough to pass C tier, okay? So that's why I'm gonna put him right next to the Trapper. Especially if you actually compare the Wraith. Especially if you actually compare the Wraith to these other killers and what they can do and what they're capable of. The Wraith doesn't really have much going for him. So that's why I put him in C tier along with the Trapper, alright? I think there's a perfect place to put him. Next up we have is good old Billy Boy. Now Billy, I just gotta say, I'm absolutely trash with this killer, okay? I don't think I put enough time towards Billy to actually get really good with him. But I know what he's capable of. I've gone up against a lot of Billys, okay? And honestly, I do think he belongs in A tier just because he is basically a one-shot killer. I've seen Billy's end games within seconds. It's really sad on the survivor end, but I am sure it feels really good on Billy's end, okay? I've never ended a game so fast with Billy. But he's very strong, even with the changes that happened some time ago with Billy, along with Leatherface's changes. I do think he's strong. I do think he belongs in A tier, especially with the mobility that he does have to get from point A to point B. Even with the changes, I still think he's extremely strong, okay? So I think A tier is a pretty good place. And next up we have is another OG killer right here in the game, which is going to be the Nurse. Now, the Nurse, guys, I'm sure you've seen this character, this killer, on the top tier of every single tier list almost every single time, okay? Now, honestly, I am going to put Nurse along up there with Spirit. Honestly, I'll be honest, okay? Even though this is a teleporting killer, okay? Even though this is a teleporting killer, I want to actually put Spirit a little bit above Nurse, okay? I know a lot of people I might get hate for this, but I do hate going up against Spirits a lot more than I hate going up against Nurses, okay? I'm not saying Nurse is just not strong. I put her in S tier, but I do think Spirit is a little bit better than Nurse, okay? A little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I can maneuver around Nurse a little more than I can with Spirit, okay? When it comes to Spirits, whenever you go in trial, whenever you go in a game, and I hear the phasing already right off the bat, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna have a terrible time in this game. But when it comes to Nurses, I feel like I have a little more chance of surviving than I do with Spirits. So, I'm just saying. Next up we have is the Shape, alright? Good old Shape, good old AKA Daddy Myers, alright? I love Myers. I love using him, okay? He is fun. I'm not that great at using him, but he is fun, okay? But I did say earlier that Ghostface is the better stalker. I do think that's true. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him in C tier, okay? Just because Ghostface does have a lot more in the package, I guess I should say. Just because with the lean factor and the crouch factor, there's a lot more things he can do than Myers, okay? Instead of just stalking itself, he does have a lot more in the package. But anyway, I think C tier is a good place. I don't think he belongs under that. Don't think he belongs above that along with these other killers. I'm not saying Myers is weak. I'm just saying Ghostface is a bear stalker, and I think he's a little below that. And now we have, I'm just gonna say this, annoying killers, alright? Next up is an annoying killer, okay? Strong, but annoying. So I'm gonna go ahead and place Hag right over here in A tier. I do think she's strong. She can get from point A, point B. I mean, she basically just draws a trap on the ground, a sigil, and just teleports to the other side of the map whenever a survivor gets near. But anyway, she's very strong. I do think she belongs up here along with PH, Freddy, and all them. B tier. I think I put Hag in B tier last time, if I'm not mistaken. I think I made a little bit of a mistake, especially playing her a lot more and going up against her a lot more. It's just, sometimes it's just not fun going up against this killer, okay? It's annoying, alright? It is very annoying. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her in A tier. And speaking of annoying killers, next up we have is the Doctor, alright? Doctor, not as strong as Hag. Okay, I will say this. Not as strong, but still annoying. Very annoying. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him in B tier. I do think he's stronger than Trapper, than Wraith, and he can do a lot more things than Myers. So I do think he is above Myers. He's a little stronger, not by much, but just a little bit, enough to where he belongs in B tier. Now next up we have is good old Huntress, alright? AKA Bunny Mom. Now, I don't think she belongs in B. I don't think she belongs with Plague, Ghostface, and all them. But I also don't think she is strong enough to be in the S tier, along with Nurse and Spirit. So we're going to go ahead and put her in A. I think that's where I put her last time as well, if I'm not mistaken. Just because, dude, she has hatchets. She literally has hatchets, okay? She can cross-map survivors. It's absolutely insane. Only bad thing, the only reason I don't really put Huntress in S tier is because you do have to reload your hatchets. You do have to take that time to go to a locker and reload. So that is a bit of an annoyance, but she's still extremely strong, which is why I think she belongs in A tier. Now next up, the last killer we have in this tier list video, guys, is gonna be Bubba. Okay, good old Leatherface. Now I love Bubba. Ever since the change happened, ever since the rework happened, I've been having so much fun using him. Okay, he is so good now. I'm sure a lot of people have had Bubba in the low bottom list of their tier list videos for the longest time, but this changes today. All right, this changes today. I think last time I had him in D or maybe F, but this changes today. I'm gonna go ahead and put him, let's see, definitely not S tier. Okay guys, I don't think Bubba is S tier. If you actually put Bubba S tier, that's just wrong. Okay, but I do think he belongs in either A or B. In this video, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put him in B, along with Doctor, Deathslinger, Demogorgon. I don't think he's up to par just yet with PH, Oni, or Freddy. So that's the reason I'm gonna put him in B tier, guys. He's a lot of fun. If you haven't used him just yet, before the after the rework, definitely give him a try, because he can just be an unstoppable force. Okay, that's the way I'm gonna put it. He can be an unstoppable force. But yeah, guys, there it is. There is my tier list video for this new chapter. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know if you think I should change something. Let me know if I should move a killer up or down in my tier list video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It definitely does help a lot. And follow me on Twitch if you guys want to see any DVD action live. I usually stream DVD every single night. So come out, we'll have some fun, and I'll see you guys next video maker, right? Peace.